Had a surfing accident.
A what?
I had a surfing accident.
Surfing accident?
Hurt myself. Oh, it was terrible. But as the physio said, who doesn't know me that well, it's a different physio, and he goes...
but it sounded good saying at the physio.
I said I had a surfing accident.
You didn't fall off a chair in the backyard. Well, you've had a surfing accident.
And he goes, so you were standing up on your fiberglass... He's Canadian. Standing up on your...
Hang on, he's what?
He's Canadian. He's Canadian.
Was it in a Canadian accent?
Kind of. He goes, so you're standing up on your fiberglass board and you caught a wave and you fell off and it whacked you in the ribs. I went, no. I was boogie boarding. He's like, boogie boarding. And I didn't really see the wave. It came up and it came up and dumped me, basically. This huge wave. And I did like a somersault in the ocean, landed on my feet, and then something, I don't know whether the board wrenched away from me, but it wrenched my arm and my ribs and really hurt. It still hurts now.
Was it like a punch feeling, or was it? Yeah, and you didn't break a rib, did you?
No, I don't think so, no. I've had them before, and it's so painful.
You had broken ribs before?
I've had a cracked rib before. Yeah.
How'd you do that?
When I broke my leg, I fell on a fence when I was on crutches. Yeah.
Hang on. You broke your leg and then you fell over and cracked your rib.
Well, I don't know if I actually cracked my rib, but I reckon I did. It felt really... when you...
That was a bad
week.
Hard
to breathe. Yeah, bad week. It's bad when you sneeze. It's bad when you cough.
What about when you... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't even remember that. It's that long ago. Gee. Don't even know that happened with my broken leg. And So I basically... got dumped by this wave, and he said, well, it sounds like you just had a fall in the ocean. It's like an old person, basically.
Did you hit the bottom?
Yeah, with my feet, though.
So you went over, landed on your feet, and then something hit you.
Something happened, yeah. Something hit me, or the board wrenched from my arm or something. I don't know what happened.
I don't want to, I mean, at this point, given that I've talked about the fact that I've done a lot of surfing, I should come across as the expert in the room. I should. But yeah, look, there's no doubt that you can...
It's not really a surfing accident.
Yeah. When you tell a story again, don't say you got dumped. Say you went over the falls.
Oh, I went over the falls.
Yeah, it sounds better. I was there, I was battling the waves, and what happened? I went over the falls. You went over the falls, and if you go over the falls, it means that you were a bit late, and then the wave gets, and it pushes you right down.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Look, you've got dumped.
Yeah, I got dumped.
But it just sounds better if you say I went over the falls.
Because basically we were up the top, and then all the kids got dumped. Me and two of the kids got dumped. All got
Were you not
off.
aware that the waves were dumping?
I wasn't even aware the waves were that big, to be honest.
Was it a rogue wave?
I reckon it was a rogue wave.
Sometimes you get a rogue wave.
Gee, it was big, though.
Yeah, and you can... Because what can... boring. Again, what can happen is the wave comes in, and if it hits a sandbar, which is very common where you are, it jacks right up, and the lip throws right over, which means you can't glide down the face because it's...
Yeah, just jump straight away. Yeah, you're right. You couldn't glide down. You're right.
Yeah, so even the kids... You watch the kids, sometimes they'll catch a dumper, and they'll just survive the explosion, but make it out the front of the wave. But if you don't make it out the front of the wave...
Yeah, you're in the wave.
It's like being hit by
it's like a
house
brick.
of water. Yeah. You probably landed on your boogie board under your arm.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Yeah, probably.
Something happened. I can't remember.
So you probably bruised your
the inner rib.
Is it still, and
it still hurts. Yeah. Still, and he said, "Don't boogie board." Oh. I've been going in the ocean, but I haven't, because actually when you boogie board and hold the board like that, it hurts.
Yeah, that's right. So oh shit, you've actually
really?
So
ruined my surfing career.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to go pro.
Yeah, well, you've got to...
When boogie boarding made the next Olympics, I was going to go pro. That's what I mean.
Do you have it on a little lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, so therefore when it didn't get away from you...
Oh, it came off the lead too.
It came off. Yeah. There, it just shows how powerful it was. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of I'm trying to think of times that I have done that.
Have you hurt yourself in the surf?
Yes. Oh.
Where you've broken stuff, or...
I've ended up with stitches when I got dumped on a wave, or I went over the falls, and then the board went down, and then it goes under the water, and while it's under the water, it has energy, so it flies back up.
Yeah, I've seen that. That happened to Hughesy, didn't it? It got him on the shoulder and busted his shoulder. He got a fracture in his shoulder.
Yeah, it's not hard to hurt yourself. And then it landed on my head.
I thought I was doing really well because I landed on my feet and went, this is great. And then all of a sudden something happened. I went,
and then you come up out of the water, and then I'm looking around from my board. Little do I know, my board is in the air above my head. And I land on my head. And the surf was really good. And my friend who surfs with me, I went in because there was a lot of blood. What happened was he looked at my head and went, it's not too bad. he didn't want it to say it was too big because the surf was really good.
Oh, so he wanted to stay out there.
He wanted to stay out. So he stayed, and fair enough too. I went upstairs and up back to the car park and sat in the car and then went home and got about 8 stitches in my head.
Oh,
right there, right in the top of the head. Yeah,
like a dolly.
Yeah,
like
and then another time the board flipped, got me in the calf. Another time,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, I've got my worst wipeout on film, and when you see it, you go, "That's not that bad."
Can you send it to me? Can I put that on the Facebook group?
I probably, yeah.
You still got it?
It's on DVD.
And we'll put some music underneath. How
do you send
yeah, how do you do that? I don't know. Don't worry about it.
I don't know how to do that anymore.
I don't know either.
I'm just trying to think of other great stories that I've hurt myself. I'll tell you a great way, if you're old and you want to hurt yourself, skiffle board.
Oh, that's where you run along the beach and jump on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a great way to break any part, break a hip.
I've seen kids. We've got one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were doing that the other day with the grandkids, and I went for a flip and flipped him.
Did you?
Yeah. Oh, no, I didn't. I flipped him.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, gotta be. Yeah. It's just
Well, it's January. Yeah, January. We're in the middle of January, so people are at the beach.
Well, if the southern states, we're getting our warm weather because as we know, we don't get the great weather all year round, and we're getting a beautiful summer this year. And people out there probably listening to this on the beach right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a sunbaker.
What about those tents? Do you have one of those cabana tents? I talked about this on the radio about the cabana.
We have got one.
You've got one. Do you get there at 6:30 a.m. and set it up and then leave and come back? And
a lot of people do.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, and
bad look.
Alex, friend of the show, he's a master at putting it up.
Really?
He's the king of the what are they called?
Cabana. They're the cabana.
Cabana, yeah.
Cabana tent.
Yeah.
They've just popped up in the last 5 years, though, haven't they?
But they are everywhere. I mean,
unbelievable.
And better than an umbrella blowing down the beach and taking somebody out.
Yes.
Because that in the old days,
yes, that was,
once an umbrella started to roll down the beach, there was like
you were dead.
A dagger coming around going to catch some kid in the eye.
Yeah.
Now with the cabanas, nothing much happens. They do sometimes blow over.
Yeah.
But it's a team effort to get it up.
Oh.
Like you got to have the captain.
When I go down and see them all, I'm like, it just annoys me.
What do you do?
I don't know. We don't stay there for that long.
No, see, I think
the kids are older. Yeah. So
because sunbaking isn't on my agenda.
You shouldn't do that.
No, because I know you're very
white. Very white.
Smart.
Because I'm white.
And then you go down there and you go, oh, it's a bit uncomfortable sitting on the sand. Oh, now I'm hot.
Yeah.
Oh, now there's marsh flies. And now, I don't know, maybe we're just...
But people spend the whole day at the beach. We used to when we were little kids. When you got little kids, I think people spend the day at the beach.
And I was thinking about, you would pull sheets of skin off your back.
Yeah.
Sheets of it. And you'd go, look at my burn here. Oh, look, let's do it. And it would actually blister.
I know.
And there'd be fluid inside the blister.
Oh, it's just...
I mean, imagine that nowadays.
When you think about it.
Yeah. And they go, it's like in Kath and Kim. I think they did it in Kath and Kim where what's her name? Magda?
Yeah, Sharon. She was really sunburned.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sunburn.
Anyway, if you are having a lovely summer, and if you're up north, because it gets very hot up north.
Yeah.
You're about to go to Perth this time of year.
Perth.
You're going to Perth.
Come and see me, actually. This weekend I'm on in Perth at the Oasis Comedy Club. Always good to meet some fans.
Is it a new show?
Yeah, it's a new show. Absolutely.
Just you?
Yeah, it's just me.
And where are you?
At the Oasis Comedy Club. It's a Brisbane hotel. Yeah, it's a great venue.
How many nights are you doing?
Only 3.
What do you do with your days? We get down there to swim?
I'm staying at Scarborough this time.
That's where I got stung on the penis boat.
Yeah, well, there's a park for you down there. Oh, here comes the music.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Welcome to the podcast, and hello to everyone listening around the world.
Yes.
Maybe you're in a cold climate. Who knows?
Yep, but we did have a week off, and we had a repeat, which I listened to and quite enjoyed. I very much enjoyed it. It was very good. We've never done that before, a best of. And here we are back with fresh, somehow related, fresh off the
and here comes our lunch.
Our lunch.
Good timing. Well, lunch was great, but we should get our topics, shouldn't we, on here, this podcast?
I'm just wondering what Sam will throw up after lunch.
Well, what did we both had the Caesar chicken salad. Very
Without
nice.
anchovies, I don't like anchovies.
I love
I don't know. What do you
anchovies.
like about an anchovy?
They're salty. They taste like the sea.
Do you like
Yum.
oysters?
Yeah, I never seek out oysters, but I seek out anchovies. Absolutely.
You see,
Yeah.
and now
On a pizza.
in 2 hours' time, won't you be going, God, I really feel like a big glass of Coke?
Probably. But
Or you do anyway. A big
I'll
glass
just
of
have
ice
one.
water.
Yeah, because it's what you make it so thirsty. All the salt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
No, I'm not a fan.
You're not into it. Are you into sardines?
No.
No, nor am I. But I love an anchovy. I love
Yeah.
tuna. Do you like tuna?
I like tuna. I was only talking
Love
about this
tuna.
yesterday because at the gym, the guy walked in and he opened a can of tuna in the not in the changing room, in the kitchen at the gym, and I went, tuna's okay, salmon out of a can, not good.
True.
Salmon, stinks.
Does.
And you just go, this is not good for anybody. You're going to have a bad breath after that.
Yeah.
But tuna,
I don't like salmon out of a can, but I do use it to make salmon patties, and they are beautiful. You cook a bit of salmon. Oh,
I do like a salmon patty.
Yum.
And I like, when we have salmon.
It's the only time I like salmon.
If
I don't like salmon.
at a function and they go, well, you have the chicken or the salmon or the beef or the salmon.
Yeah.
Invariably, you can't. You don't. If you don't have a choice, you end up with the salmon. I
Yeah.
get about halfway through and I go, I'm liking them, and then I go, I don't like salmon.
Yeah, I don't like salmon.
I don't like salmon.
You know what? They've had a big push, haven't they, salmon?
And I don't like the grey bit. There's always a bit.
Yeah, the grey bit. The guy in my local fish shop says if a woman walks in exercise gear between the ages of 30 and 60, it'll be salmon.
Yeah.
He goes, guarantee.
Yeah.
Watch this. Woman comes in. Can I get 2 bits of salmon? Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Well, what are our topics? Sam, we get 2 topics. We've got to work out how they are related. It's as simple as that.
Oh, it is simple. I was waiting for Siri to sorry.
Don't call her Siri. That's awful.
Would she be upset about that?
What's the other one? What's the
Alexa?
Alexa? Well, they're probably peers of hers, but
They'd be related,
probably went
surely.
to uni together.
Surely they get together. Surely when they were going through uni, they thought that's what they did.
What's going to happen to us?
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Apologies. What are the topics?
Peru and rotisserie chicken.
Oh,
Hello. We were just talking about chicken.
because we had chicken with our Caesar.
Yeah.
That wasn't rotisserie chicken. That would be
Grilled.
Grilled. What bit of chicken was it?
I reckon that was breast or tenderloin. I think it was
Tenderloin. That
breast.
was the word I was looking for. I reckon they were tenderloins. I like the thigh.
Yeah, Kieran likes the thigh. I like any bit of the chicken. You know, when I went to America years ago, I went to one of those southern, restaurants, and they said, do you want the dark or the white meat? The dark or the light, they said. Which is the dark meat's the leg and the thigh, and the light meat's the breast.
There is some
the
discussion, argument that if you have meat closer to the bone, so to speak, you get more flavour. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
I reckon. Yeah. You get that. You get thigh with the bone in it. Yeah, more flavour. It's like ham on the bone. More flavour.
Guess what I had for dinner last night?
Ham on the bone. Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah. And you know what? When I
had it the day before for lunch.
Did you?
In a sandwich.
Do you sometimes get that? Because I don't. So often when I stand there at the bench, when I pull the chicken out of the bag, rotisserie, and I put it on the bench, I go, I'm about to rip her down on my lopar.
Yeah, I know.
And then I do it, and I take a knife and I plunge it into its breast, and I saw away. Then she comes up and she pulls the leg off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like caveman.
Well, like caveman.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I might. Oh, well,
and you eat the skin. The skin's the best bit.
I'm going to pull a wing off. Well, but I've got the wing.
I know.
I got
brutal.
the leg. I got the breast.
I know. But it's tasty, though.
Oh, look. Okay.
Rotisserie chicken. Yum.
When you go through a dish like we just had, you're prioritising the chicken. You're going, there's a bit of chicken there. Like, we had it with potatoes and salad last night, and I'm going, okay, ration the chicken across the whole dish.
Exactly.
Don't eat all the chicken and then have nothing left to eat with it at the end.
For a while, when my kids were little, I had to always get a rotisserie chicken with an extra leg because they'd fight over the leg,
So you get one leg.
It's a quarter.
Does that mean someone got a chicken with only one leg?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Don't come back as a chicken. Seriously. You'll either be stuck in a hot... If you're free range, I guess that's just all right.
You still get hit on the head. Your head chopped off.
You get your head chopped off and you get eaten, or they put you on a cage and take all your eggs. And you go...
It's not good.
It's not good. Okay, if the chicken is in front of you now, what is giving you a good feeling? The breast?
I like the breast
leg,
and the wing. I like the wing. I'm not big on thigh and leg. No.
So you eat the skin?
Yeah, a little bit. Try not to because it's bad for you apparently, but gee, it's good.
It is good.
Oh, it's so tasty.
Sometimes you don't know you're getting it, but yeah, it's got that it's cholesterol, isn't it?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. So, see, I am through and through a breast man.
Oh, there we go.
So,
You're like me.
whether it's a roast, I'm not. I will only go down the leg line if I don't know. I'm really hungry and there's nothing left.
Do you reckon rotisserie chickens have increased in sales in Australia? They must have, as chickens become cheaper. Because when we were kids, it was kind of very special when Mum would get a rotisserie chicken from Coles normally. And there were chicken shops, weren't they? They started up in the 70s, I reckon.
You saw them in shops before you saw them in supermarkets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken was quite a delicacy, though, when we were growing up in the 70s.
Yeah, that's true. You were more likely to have lamb.
Yeah, lamb.
Yeah.
Lamb or beef.
Now lamb is like so expensive.
Yeah, and chicken's become the cheap meat.
Yep. Yeah.
And
okay, yesterday, $12 was for...
Yeah, how do they produce a chicken for $12?
You got to say, that would feed... How many people can you feed off one chicken?
Oh, like 4 or 5.
4 or 5, you reckon?
Yeah, if you really pick at it.
Yeah.
Well, what do you reckon?
I think you're right. Could you feed... Cause
you think... you just think a quarter each, basically.
So
you'd be... 4.
Would your dad... Were you a dad that stands there with an apron on and now I'm going to cut it all up? Or the kids just dive in and start ripping it apart like wolves?
Well, now you can get... Now at the chicken shop, you can get them, cut in.
Oh, so it's already
cut up.
Already done.
Not always, though. But, they call it the bachelor's handbag.
Oh, they do too.
Yeah, the bachelor's handbag.
I must admit that the thigh is very good in a curry. Not rotisserie, obviously. But yeah. Is the thigh good on a rotisserie chicken?
Yeah, it's all good. Because I don't know who came up with it, but the fact that it just goes around in circles and they just baste it all the time, very good.
So you stand at the bench. Do you sometimes have some? Then because I go back to the chicken and there's the chicken as they're waiting.
The next day.
And you turn it over and you find those little bits underneath.
Oh, yeah.
What are they called?
They're like the oysters.
Yes.
Yeah. It's in that movie, Amelie. It's they pull out the oysters. Yeah, they're great. But you know what the bad thing is? Okay, you leave the chicken overnight in its bag, and then all the fat's coagulated. Is that the word?
Well, it looks like I was putting that down in the sink. So all the fat is on the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
And what do? You just go
over. In the old days.
Do you put it down the sink? Because that would block the...
put it in the bin.
Really?
Put it in the bin.
I did put it in the bin.
Oh, yeah. My dad used to eat that on bread.
Oh!
Yeah, that's the old dripping in bread. That's what poor people did. They love that.
I've nothing wrong with that. Yep. We're eating the chicken, so that's fair enough.
Have you been to rotisserie chicken places around the world like I have? I remember being in Spain. It would have been the 80s, just walking down the street, just seeing a rotisserie chicken place. I went, that's... I tell you what, though, in London had one, no good. Chicken no good. Went to a Waitrose, which is like going to Woolies or something, bit posh Waitrose.
You find the produce.
Chicken
I was in Spain. I remember. I thought I will have some lamb. Oh my God, it was awful.
Lamb. Yeah, they're not into lamb in those. You got to have. I suppose Spain seafood mainly. I don't know.
I just remember being in the La Ramblas.
In Barcelona.
And going. There was one shop that had a big line. Ham and cheese rolls. They were doing very well.
Yeah.
And the rest was, I've got to say, wasn't great.
Yeah, but La Ramblas is like very touristy now.
I would imagine there's probably McDonald's in there now.
Oh, no, there would be. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That's a good tip, though. When I was in Switzerland and we were on a train trip or something, we stopped and there were all these locals walking around with a really good looking roll in a bag. And I said, I got my brother to speak to them. Where'd they get that from? They pointed this shop down this alleyway. Yeah, all the locals were lining up.
That's right.
That's what you want.
That's right.
And then it was a good roll.
You go where the line is, and you go. You won't be disappointed when this. Yeah. You go wait for a little while, but go anywhere else. It's always a roll of the dice, isn't it? Rotisserie. What is that word? French? Spanish?
Good question. When I bought a new oven, I had a rotisserie in it, and got so excited and set it up.
That's right.
No good. Because you're trying to emulate what they're doing in the chicken shop. You can't. It's not as good. Yeah, it's not as good. It's just not as good.
It's a stick. It's an engine.
Oh, yeah.
So, therefore, you've got to have a separate engine.
You always see a lot of it when they have like 4 or 5 and they have to get someone to help them put it on the racks,
Yeah, that's right. Well, either end.
Yeah.
Because you can have a rotisserie over a barbecue outside, can't you?
Yeah, or like a spit, like lamb.
And in the oldie days, didn't they get a little boy to wind it
turn
around?
it.
Yep. And then later on, they used to put animals to do it, or something. They had like a
hamster. Really? In a wheel?
They used to get dogs to do it or something.
Did they?
Yeah, like I don't know how. Maybe it was some sort of treadmill. Unfortunately for the chicken, do they have like prongs either end?
Yeah. They stick. Yes, they do.
Because it would be quite easy if it was just a rod. It would just spin.
No, the prongs stick into the chicken like a little fork.
So it doesn't go right through.
Mm.
So it's not a. Hang on, but
they're little prongs because I had one in my oven.
If I'm at Woolworths, right, and I've got to do, I'm rotisserie chicken boy for the day. What am I doing?
Imagine cleaning the machine. Oh.
You'd think you'd have to take it outside and squirt it, wouldn't you? With a high-pressure hose, it'd be awful. Because what it appears is there's a rod going through, and they're just rotating, but they're not. So what do? Do you put the spike into the chicken?
You must.
And then put it on the thing? I don't know.
You must. Yeah, I've seen them spike it. I've seen them spike it in my one. They tip it upside down, and they put them down like...
Oh, so it's 1, 2, 3,
yeah,
4. Right.
Yeah. They turn the rod up, and they put them down like they're putting
they're lining them up.
Like marshmallows on a stick. Kind of thing.
Like a shish kebab.
Like a shish kebab.
And then you either end, put that on the thing, connect it to the thing, and then press the rotisserie button around it goes.
Turns.
And it has to be hot coals. It can't be...
Yeah, it can't be gas.
It can't be gas.
I wonder, they'd be using gas though in some places for sure.
Are they using hot coals at Woolworths?
I wonder about that because I reckon they'd just be using gas in Woolworths. They probably have some chemical they put on that tastes like charcoal. You know what I mean?
So what is the appealing part? That it's done slowly?
Yeah.
So therefore the meat remains tender and also the fat drips out of it.
Fat drips off.
So the fat drips onto the hot coals and it spurts up and gets...
Yeah. It's a good invention.
So you get some would say you get your burnt bits. Not really burnt bits, but...
Yeah. It's brown anyway.
Brownish. And then what do they do then? They go, finished.
Take it off.
Well, they have to put on special gloves, surely.
Yeah, they do. And they take them off.
Because I find it quite hard.
And then they put them in the bain-marie.
Or, yes.
Yeah, they put them in the bain-marie.
Because I know when I go to our supermarket down the beach, the chicken is sitting there and they'll put the tong up its ass.
Yeah. And put it in the bag.
And then put it in the bag.
Yeah.
Because I was putting the chicken away last night. I'm going, because part of it's been eaten, it all falls open a bit. So getting it back in the bag...
Difficult.
It's hard because you're going, it's broken wings falling, getting caught on the bag, and then you have to push it in. And then you go, anyway, there's a bag of meat to put back in the fridge.
Ugh.
Bag of dead animal back up on...
but have it in a sandwich the next day. Beautiful.
It is. It is.
What?
Other question I have is there any commercial rotisserie? Like KFC is not rotisserie?
Red Rooster? Is that Red Rooster? Why do they cook their chickens?
I get the feeling that they're
a bit rotisserie.
But I don't see it.
You don't see it. Maybe it's at the back.
So there's no Ronnie's rotisserie chicken.
No. Oh, you know who had one though? You know who launched it in America? Kenny Rogers.
What?
Yeah, Kenny Rogers. I'm sure it was Kenny Rogers. He was the one who introduced rotisserie chicken to America.
No.
Yeah, the country singer. On the road again.
Hang on. So he didn't...
Kenny Rogers? Yeah, I'm sure it was Kenny Rogers.
He did, but he didn't get any rights.
It was into the Seinfeld.
So where did he get it from?
Oh, I think they got the idea from like South America or somewhere else. Maybe that's where Peru comes in. They got the idea from somewhere, and there were chicken shops in America, but he was the one who got it all going in America with he had a rotisserie chicken chain that was massive for a while. It was mentioned in shows.
Okay. Well, he should have bloody, got a copyright on that.
On the road again. That was Kenny Rogers.
Okay.
Can't wait to get that chicken on the road again.
I'm just trying to think of famous people in chicken. Henry VIII, he used to love biting into a chicken.
Oh, yeah, chicken wing. A chicken leg.
What else? There are other famous scenes of eating chicken. What about foghorn leghorn? Your mouth's flapping, but there ain't nothing coming out, boy.
Yeah.
I think we've had him on the show before, but he's
Leghorn.
he's the big rooster, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was modelled on a US senator who used to speak like that. Yeah. Foghorn Leghorn.
Then there was that show that I didn't really like that much, which was Stop Thing Animation, Chicken Run.
Oh, yeah, Chicken Run wasn't great. Some of the Aardman, that's Aardman Productions, Aardman that do Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit's great, but Chicken Run wasn't
as good. Is it stop motion?
Stop
something?
Yeah.
Where you have the thing and then you move a little bit, take another.
Move a little bit.
There's a tedious day.
Then we move a little bit, and then we move a little bit.
I can't think of anything else.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Peru?
I think so.
Peru.
What were you doing with your phone?
Oh, I was just looking up.
You can't look up the answer.
No, I was looking up Kenny Rogers, and yeah, it was in a Seinfeld episode where they got a Kenny Rogers Roasters across the road, and the sign was too bright, and they had to move apartments. Kramer and Jerry. Had to change apartments or
It
something.
was a flashing light.
I remember that. I remember Kenny, because I remember thinking, have they made that up? And then I looked it up, that Kenny Rogers had a rotisserie chicken chain in America that was successful for a long time, then went broke, I think.
I was Kenny Rogers in the Comedy Company Christmas show.
Oh, yeah. He sang Islands in the Stream, didn't he? Did you do that?
I don't know.
Islands in the Stream.
But Marianne Faye was Dolly Parton.
That is what we are. Chickens on the rotisserie.
Peru.
That is what my brother Trevor, my older brother, went to Peru recently.
Oh,
He went to Machu Picchu.
He chose. It wasn't for work.
No, it was his third honeymoon with his third partner, wife. Yeah, that was there. I went to, you get on there and meet people on the internet, and then you
I don't know much
get
about
married.
Peru. South America.
Go on the honeymoon.
Near Brazil.
Yeah, I'd love to go to South America. I've only ever been to like Mexico, which is not even South America. That's more Latin America. But so he went to Peru and said it was amazing. Like, went to Machu Picchu.
A lot of people want to go there. What's the...
it's
the
pyramids. Inca pyramids. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't you want to see it?
I guess, but it's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
I did ask him about this.
Could a helicopters go... surround...
Fly over
the top and go, yeah.
No, you get a train and a bus, and there's ways where they
make
it easy for older people.
Is it one of the top 7 new wonders of the world?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to go to Machu Picchu.
Is it better than an old castle in Scotland? It's much older, isn't it?
Teotihuacan. I went to Teotihuacan in Mexico, which is like, I think they're Aztec. No, they don't know Mayan, maybe pyramids. They're amazing.
What was that? Where?
In Mexico City, there's Teotihuacan. It's just like...
you like saying that word, don't you?
Teotihuacan. There's just pyramids. They're amazing. Anyway.
Machu Picchu. So he said it was great.
Yeah, he went to a few different countries, and it sounded amazing.
Was there a souvenir shop? Is it why you buy a little Machu Picchu in a thing with snow on it or anything like that?
Would be.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love to go and have a look, but Kieran's not that keen. We're not getting any younger. Before we pass away, we should go to South America.
Or maybe go there and pass away.
Yes, in Machu Picchu, up the top.
What else is there?
In Peru,
Lake Titicaca.
Oh, Lake Titicaca.
See, again, you love saying that word. That's one of those places that you go, once you learn it, you want to bring the conversation around so I get to say Lake Titicaca.
The only reason I know about this stuff is through the Tintin books, because Tintin went to Peru. Tintin, the boy reporter?
So Tintin went to Lake Titicaca?
I reckon he did. He definitely went to Machu Picchu. Went to Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. Okay.
My brother got a tattoo in Peru. He's like your age. He got a tattoo. Right. I told you what I said to him, didn't I?
What?
So he goes, when we were in Peru, we got this tattoo.
He was getting into the whole vibe, was he?
Yeah. He goes, we got this tattoo from a local Indian, native, Peruvian or whatever.
Yeah, that's smart. Get an infection.
And it's like and I just go to him, oh, yeah, this is what I said. I said, I've seen that before. That's like a white supremacy symbol. He's like, what? Like, yeah, the Nazis used to use that. Anyway, good tattoo, Trev. So, no, really? I went, no, I'm joking. It's a good one to say.
You can never get your brother, you think he would have known.
You'd reckon.
Are there a lot of volcanoes there?
Yes.
The reason I
think
asked
so.
Because I was just in
Peru?
Hawaii.
Oh, they say Peru. Hawaii.
Yeah.
Have we ever done Hawaii on this show? We've never done Hawaii. Have you ever been to Hawaii before?
Yes, I've been there a couple of times.
Never been there.
Yeah, well... Look,
would you recommend it?
Look, it's that thing, isn't it? If you go to Bali or you go to Tahiti or you go to those islands...
Never been to any of those places.
I've been to all of those. It's just where the Western culture can detract from the real culture. And if you want to go to Bali, you can go off the beaten track. If you want to go to... But so with Hawaii...
Did you get laid? Whatever.
I did get one at the hotel. I was a man. I got a beaded one, which I left in the hotel room because I didn't want to. Because last time I brought something back like that, they stopped me at
customs. Yeah,
and you go, fair enough too. Mind you, I think they were made of plastic. But anyway, we went to the Big Island. But yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, obviously, a lot of good things come with. I would imagine hospitals and schools and things that people. But you would like to. It would be nice to be able to spend more time with the Hawaiian culture.
Yeah, right.
But I've been to a couple of the islands, and I've been to the main island, Oahu, and I've been to
Honolulu. That's the capital, isn't it?
No, this time we went to Kauai. Went to Kauai the last time before that, and this time we went to the Big Island.
Where's the one with the volcanoes?
The Big Island.
Yeah, right.
I think there's volcanoes everywhere. But we were about to fly in, and the volcano started going.
Oh, that's like, was the flight stopped or?
Well, immediately I thought ash in the
Ash
but it wasn't so big that it was going to affect any flights, and it happens semi-regularly. I think when the ones go in Bali, seriously. I went and saw it.
You went and saw the volcano?
Went and saw lava shooting out of the ground.
Whoa. Was that good?
It was fantastic. It's breathtaking. Because you've seen it on film, but nothing really prepares you to see the Earth, Mother Nature, squirting molten rock, brilliantly coloured, albeit it's from a long way away. You have to be a long way away. But it's still, you can't believe what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You're seeing molten rock flying in the air. It's flying, I don't know, 50, 100 metres in the air, and then it's forming these massive rivers of lava.
Yeah, wow.
But we went, it was it was Kilauea. I think it was Kilauea. But it's an international park. So you line up, just like National Lampoon, line up in the car and go and park the car, and then you walk up the road, and then you walk around the corner, and there it is, probably about...
Yeah, how far away?
You're probably about... Well, first of all, you didn't climb up the mountain.
No.
It was like it was a big crater, and what you did was you just stepped across, and you were on the edge of the crater.
Oh, wow!
Right on the edge, and you looked about. Was it a kilometre away?
Yeah, right.
Probably about that. You saw the lava. What's it called again? Smegma. No, that's the other thing.
Something.
Flying in the air, but it was. Look, I don't think you would be able to do what we did in Australia because there was nothing between us and the edge of the crater.
Yeah.
So the edge of the crater was from here to that wall over there, which was like 10 metres away, and then it was exploding up the far end, and then down in the other end that we're in, there's like this white steamy stuff coming out of the ground. You're going, that's about to blow over there. That's about to blow over there.
Jeez.
Anyway, we watched for about, 45 minutes and then walked back. Next day, at that very spot, earthquake.
Oh, wow.
So imagine if you were there seeing the ground erupting and there was an earthquake. You'd say the world was ending.
Yeah.
Because you realise when you watch a volcano, you realise that we are so at the mercy of Earth.
Oh,
Earth is so in charge. We think we can conquer all, but no, it's just, it was incredible. And,
Well, it's still active. Like the one in Sicily and Vesuvius is still active.
Yeah.
Like in Pompeii, near Pompeii. Oh,
the trick was, did you go during the day or did you go during the night? If you went at night, it was like you just saw the massive rivers all through the crater. That was beautiful. It's like a...
Did you go at night or...?
Well, no, because we had young kids, so we just went during the day. So it was still very spectacular. At night, in some ways, it's a bit more frightening because you're not sure if anything else was to happen. Getting out of there, you're walking around, and it would be very dark. But anyway, I don't know how many people have seen an erupting volcano before, but if you haven't, I'm slightly better than you.
Oh. And we relate that back to Peru because that's we don't know much about Peru.
We don't know much about Peru.
They got llamas.
Yep, what else have they got? They got Lake Titicaca. They got Machu Picchu.
Lima is the capital.
Lima, absolutely. It's on a coast.
Yeah, it's a long country, isn't it?
Yes, and it's next to Brazil. It's next to
Ecuador, maybe? No, not Ecuador. Is it?
Oh, I don't know.
We're no good at geography.
No, I'm not good at
We just know it's there somewhere.
And you would love to go there.
Love to go.
I'm ambivalent. I'm happy to go to somewhere in South America, get a helicopter and just go over the top and go
Fly
there.
at the top.
Just take some photos with my phone.
Send
go
them
back to the hotel. But you're happy to trek in there, but you don't want to have a fall.
Oh, no, I can't have a fall. No, I've already had a fall in the surf. I don't need a fall on the pyramids.
What else do we know about potatoes? But the reason I say potatoes, what else? I know that...
Oh, they grow potatoes.
Yeah, they're big for their potatoes over there in Peru.
Peru? I think of Peruvian food. I don't know if I've ever had Peruvian food.
I don't... Well, it's South American, Brazilian...
Yeah, Peruvian restaurants.
Yeah, I never heard of Peru music either. But Brazilian music, I love.
Isn't it with the panpipe? Isn't that Peruvian?
I think you're right.
Used to see them in the, playing at the railway station or something with their ponchos on.
Yeah.
That's classic Peruvian.
No, you've nailed it.
With the little hats.
Jeez, I'm accurate with my impersonation.
All right, we should have some thinking music.
Well...
What are we going to have?
We could have Oh, God. Is there any movies set in Peru? Is there any ads? No,
have you seen that Apocalypto movie that Mel Gibson directed?
No.
Oh, it's the best. That's set somewhere around there. I don't know where, but maybe. Yeah, it's about when the Incas and the Aztecs or whatever. The two primitive cultures clash. Oh, it's the best.
How old is it?
Oh, I'll be like 10, 15 years old now. Apocalypto. Oh, it's awesome. Because it's done all in the native language and stuff. And Mel used all local actors and stuff. It's incredible.
Did Mel lose his house in the LA fires? I think he did.
I think he might.
I think he might. And let's just send out a
hello
to,
in LA.
Yeah. I mean, I think 5,000.
It's a lot.
Not homes, but like offices and buildings.
Premises.
And unfortunately a lot of deaths, which is really. And from the sound of it, I mean, when you see the footage, it's like an atomic bomb.
It's terrible.
Jeez,
it's terrible, but it's very dry. It's a very dry place.
And it was suburbia. It wasn't like it was bushland, houses surrounded by bushland.
I know.
Yeah,
it's desert. Yeah. It's desert, basically.
And it's winter.
And someone was telling me that the companies have been mining the water there for years, and so there was no water left in the the fire hydrants. Several fire hydrants they turned up was no water left. Anyway, hello to anyone in LA.
But we hear what you're going through because we in Australia obviously are we're prone to a bushfire or two.
Absolutely. Well, what can be thinking music? So Peru, I don't know. What about chicken? The Colonel, KFC, Red Rooster.
What is a classic?
Kenny Rogers.
What is the classic line from? No, here's a trivia question.
Mm-hmm.
It was a jingle. I love a jingle.
Yeah, we love a jingle.
What was the
Australia? Your chicken is ready.
That's good.
Australia, it's ready right now. Ready, ready rooster.
I reckon that goes back to the. Sam, can we have an old? Let's not have a new Red Rooster because I'm sure they're different now. We want the old one with the full story.
Yeah.
Do you remember Aussie Sundays when your mum would start to cook? You could smell the sweet aroma of a true blue Aussie chook. Remember how you used to think that chook was worth the wait? Red Rooster does, so they cook it right to make it Sunday every day. Australia, your chicken is ready. Australia, ready right now. Australia, your chicken is ready. Red Rooster. Australia, your chicken is ready. Australia, ready right now. Australia, your chicken is ready.
Betcha people, if they're in the car, they were singing that.
Yeah.
What was that terrible joke that people used to do to Red Rooster?
Oh, no, there's Bill Tonight, who was a comedian. I saw him the other day, actually, at a gig, and he used to
Bill
do that
Tonight?
joke. Remember Bill Tonight? American guy?
I haven't seen him for...
Yeah, I saw him the other day.
Is he still doing comedy?
No, I think he's getting back. He was a teacher. He became a drama teacher for a long time.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's a great guy, but he used to do that joke, which I remind him of. You know, I hate that Red Rooster ad. You know, get red rooster. Then I went into the stop, and the girl behind the counter went, "May I help you?" I love that joke. Get red rooster. And then what's the other joke?
Which was people get up on the roof of Red Rooster and take the S off.
Oh yeah, Red Rooter. Yeah. Yeah, you know who told me that joke? Greg Evans, when I went on his radio show in the 90s. You were talking.
Well, when you drove past and you saw Red Rooter on the top of it.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Always have a laugh.
That is funny.
Always have a laugh. Okay, so what is your answer, Glenn?
I'm just going to say that I reckon of all the dishes, I reckon it's Peru's national dish.
I'm going to say that Peruvians invented rotisserie chicken and that's spread throughout the world. I reckon Kenny Rogers had something to do with it. In terms of America.
So you reckon it went back to there? So I'd be interested to know what period it originated from.
Yeah, I don't know. What is the answer, Sam?
Pollo a la brasa is a national dish, with Peruvians consuming it an average of 3 times per month and with rotisserie chicken restaurants accounting for 40% of the fast food industry in the country. All thanks to a chef in the 1950s that made rotisserie chicken accessible to Peruvians everywhere. The history of this delicious food goes back to 1950 and the hacienda of Mr. Roger Schuler, of Swiss origin, whose original business was a chicken farm near Lima, the nation's capital.
Wow, there we go. So in the 50s, some Swiss chefs were in Peru and they invented the rotisserie chicken, basically.
Good on them.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Imagine it being high-end, though. It's like a high-end... It's a high-end item.
Yeah.
It's like going to a restaurant and, you know... I don't know what would be the equivalent these days. We have HSP. We have... what do they call those? What all the kids eat? HSP packs.
Oh, yeah.
They're disgusting.
But everything has its time. Everything has a crack, and then it falls back to the field.
Well, it's interesting that it came from a highfalutin sort of restaurant, and then it just became what like working people eat.
Yeah.
You know? So we're going to all be eating caviar one day, you know?
It's like they used to serve crayfish
in prisons.
In prisons, yeah. Yeah, because there was an abundance of them.
In England.
And I don't know about you, but I don't find crayfish that special.
No.
I don't know what it is to buy, but it's fucking expensive. I know that when I was lining up at the fish shop the other day.
We had a big discussion, argument on the radio when I was doing ABC recently about what's the difference between crayfish and lobster. Because the Chinese have just welcomed back the first shipment of rock lobsters. So what is a rock lobster? And then, because the Chinese stopped our rock lobsters for a while, and now they've welcomed them back. So the first shipment of rock lobster went over to China the other day.
Really?
But what is a rock lobster? And a woman rang up and said, I used to work on a crayfish boat. It's just crayfish. And then we looked right a deep dive into lobsters and crayfish are, I think they're a type of lobster, but sometimes in different states around Australia, they're different things.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
But also crayfish were freshwater too sometimes.
I know. Yeah, we had some American friends come over and they talked about lobster and then they said, what's crayfish? And I said, it's like lobster. And they said, why do you call it lobster? I said, why don't you call it crayfish?
Exactly. And as we know, it wasn't a rock.
Yeah.
It was a rock lobster.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that? But
yeah, it wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster.
Did I tell you about my run-in with him?
With Freddie from the B-52s?
Yeah.
In the Love Shack. No, you got to tell us about your B-52s run-in.
I love
the B-52s.
Well, look, I could be wrong, but I was at a nightclub in Melbourne, Australia, called Inflation.
A huge nightclub in the 80s.
And it was a fancy dress night.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And I think he was there with the girl.
Oh, yeah, one of the girls from the B-52s.
Wasn't there a redheaded girl?
There were two girls, yeah.
Yeah, right.
There are still.
Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I was on the dance floor and I just picked up a weird vibe from him, you know.
Well, that was it. That's your story. You picked up a weird vibe from Fred from the B-52s.
Well, I don't want to go into detail about what the vibe I was getting.
Oh, was he interested in you?
Well, I don't want to say that. They're your words. But I felt a bit strange. I didn't know, because I'm not of that persuasion, I didn't quite know what to do.
He grabbed you and said, it's not a rock. It's a rock lobster.
I said, that's my crayfish cell, I'll have you know.
He wanted to come back to the Love Shack. 50 miles of the Love Shack.
Well, yeah, look, anyway.
Well, I think he's famously gay, Freddie from the B-52.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But if you're not into it.
Well, let's just talk about that for a second. I went into a hotel once, and the guy on the door, as I went through the door, grabbed me on the ass.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't appropriate.
No.
I felt sexually abused.
Yeah.
But what do I do? So if someone is being amorous towards you...
But imagine if you had,
What?
Slept with the guy from the B-52s. What a story. Every time that song would come on.
I'm not making it up.
It's a Love
I'm not
Shack.
saying that I was necessarily that desirable, but I may have been wearing something that was a little, because
were you in fancy dress?
And it was and I think I was wearing fishnets. And as I said before, Michael Beach used to find me quite desirable when I was.
You got good legs.
Yeah, I got good legs. Not now, but then I had good legs, and with hair coming through, with hair coming through in the fishnet.
Come on, you were in fishnets at Inflation. He probably thought you were that way inclined.
But I wasn't. Not that I'm trying to back out of it.
Okay.
Not that what he did was bad.
No.
But I
He's got
just,
a vibe.
how do you infer? Do you just go, I don't do that? I don't barrack for that team.
Look, it's only Friday nights I do that. I don't know. Anyway, you were dressed as a giant lobster.
Nothing wrong with guys trying to do what they do.
No, of course not.
But I hear all these court cases about what's that guy, the guy that got done recently in court. What's his name?
Alan Jones.
No, the other one, the American one, who got done a long time
Kevin
ago.
Spacey.
Yeah. And then you read about what he did, and you go, well, isn't that what people do if they're trying to pick each other up?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And you go, he grabbed me there, and you go, well, isn't that... But maybe the kids are underage.
Can't wait for the B-52's Glenn Robbins court case.
I shouldn't have told that story. But when you said rock lobster, it's amazing how your brain
Trauma
goes back to, So whenever I hear that song, and it is a great song. Yeah.
Great. Similar thing happened to me with Deborah Harry from Blondie. You wish. Anyway, we should go.